School ball. School ball. Anyway, welcome to ApexToOval. I'm Alex, that's Jack. We're in person today. Well, we're both in the same place today.
God, whose fault is that usually?
Probably yours. You moved away, so, you know. But we do have some F1 news finally. An update to last week's. We have some NASCAR news, mostly pertaining to the schedule next season. We got race recaps for Iowa, which I have some extra news on top of that I'm very excited to share. We have some IMSA news. We have basically IndyCar driver spotlight, although there really is just, we already know who it's going to be. And then this week in racing.
Shocker of the week.
Yeah, IndyCar shock of the week. Alex Palou wins again. Anyway, I'm going to take my headphones off because I don't need these because we're in person now. So let's talk about F1, right? Silverstone x COTA. That was an Instagram post we showed last week. Here it is again, just for people who are wondering what was going on.
Had to put it in front of my face, huh?
Yeah, no, actually, yeah, it's going to, every single post is going to be in front of your face, so my face is still there. All right. That's what's going to happen. No. But there was a lot of guesses in the comments. Silverstone and COTA both posted about the best comments, but it ended up being a trip and tickets to F1 races at COTA and Silverstone for one lucky person, getting the experience of a lifetime.
All that hype for a giveaway contest.
All that, genuinely, that's facts. All that hype for like a giveaway is crazy. I kind of wish they bridged it over the ocean. It was one big racetrack, but
yeah, I mean, I was all for it.
Yeah.
Watching the Mercedes just run away on the longest straight conceivable.
Okay, well, fair, but also no, because we have to mix the corners in there. There's not gonna be one straight. There's gonna be some corners in there, so the Ferrari can catch up and pass them. But you know,
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, interesting. I guess there's a contest for it.
Kind of underwhelming with how much. I think it's just because it was the summer break that got traction. But like,
yeah,
why'd they do that?
Yeah, they could. I feel like they could have just announced it, and everything would have been fine. They didn't have to be like mysterious about it,
Could have been an email.
Genuinely, it could have. Like for people on the list, it could have been an email. But there's that. The next Grand Prix is now 2 weekends away. It's the Dutch Grand Prix at Zandvoort on August 23rd, which is going to be pretty fun with the summer break.
Yeah,
almost over.
Oh yeah,
thank God. On to NASCAR. We have some news about the schedule. Now, there are a couple of stuff announced throughout the past like 2-ish weeks for the 2027 schedule. Not everything is being released right now because they're still trying to work some things out, but some early races have been announced. We're not going to be announcing all of them on the pod. We're just going to be talking about the major ones that have changed or, yada, 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 with the first being a combination of two things, two separate things, but they're one in total, is Dover is back to a points race in 2027. And also because Dover's now a points race, North Wilkesboro has been chosen for the All-Star race again. So they got 1 points race since 2023. And now they're back to an All-Star race. But some fun facts about Dover. It's been on the NASCAR calendar every single season since 1969. They hosted the All-Star race again in 2026. And Denny Hamlin won the past 3 races there, and he has the most wins among active drivers with 4. Some facts for North Wilkesboro. NASCAR ran there from 1949 to 1996 before his 27-year hiatus. NASCAR came back in 2023 for the All-Star race through 2025. And then this season, 2026, NASCAR had the first points race since 1996, and Joey Logano took the win.
Oh my God, I forgot that it was a first race. Of course Joey won.
Yeah.
Oh. Why didn't we think of that when we were picking? Because they'd been there for the All-Star race, but of course it's the first race back, which means it's an automatic Logano win.
Yeah. There's 3 things guaranteed in life: death, taxes, and Joey Logano is going to dominate.
At any first race.
Yeah. Any first race or first race back, Joey, outside of road courses.
Yeah, well, those don't count.
Those are SVG's dominance. But like, if it's like an oval and it's a first timer or a first time back, Joey Logano's getting that dub. Yeah.
I don't know, hot take, I don't care. Like, I know North Wilkesboro has crazy history, but like,
I'm going to be honest.
I don't love either track, honestly.
Can I be honest? I'd rather have North Wilkesboro as a points race instead of Dover.
Huh.
I'm not gonna lie. I really like the North Wilkesboro race this year as a points race because I hate the All-Star gimmick they do.
Yeah, well, the All-Star gimmicks suck.
Yeah.
Like that's just objectively true that the All-Star race is always because they try to make it so interesting, but then it just flops every time because they overcomplicate it.
Yeah.
I honestly would rather they just run kind of a normal race for $1 million and call it a day instead of whatever they've tried to do lately.
Or option 2. Drivers can one big ass race. It starts at 8 a.m.
Oh no.
Right.
NASCAR endurance race for $1 million.
It starts at 8 a.m. Whichever car breaks down last wins.
NASCAR endurance racing goes crazy.
I think. Listen, we had the Garage 50 something car or whatever car at Le Mans a couple years ago.
It was at. Was it at Le Mans? Oh yeah, it did go to Le Mans.
It was at Le Mans. It was at Le Mans because there were a lot of mechanics, engineers, and team members from the other teams saying that the only reason why they stayed awake during the entire race was literally because the NASCAR was driving by every couple of minutes. Like it was.
That was like a modified next gen, right? Because it was meant to have because obviously it had to have the headlights and everything.
Yeah, and it was Button.
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh no, I can't remember now. I know Button was in the car. Some other, I feel like F1 driver was in the car or something like that. But like, yeah. No, it was Button Johnson, Jimmy Johnson,
I was gonna say
and
Jimmy,
somebody else.
I thought Jimmy was there.
Yeah, Jimmy was there. It was Jensen Button, Jimmy Johnson, somebody else.
Yeah. Speaking of Jimmy, though, Dover, can we convince him for one more final right now? Who is the winningest driver in Dover history? Like, other than active drivers?
I think it was between Kyle Busch and. Hold on, if I can look this up.
I'm going to say our time-honored tradition of looking things up mid-podcast.
This is going to be really loud, so this is going to be turned down for everyone, just so you're aware.
Ooga booga, ooga booga.
You might not even hear what I'm saying.
You got to keep my sound effects in, though. I mean, come on.
No, your sound effects. No, I'm not like getting rid of stuff. I'm just saying. I'm
no, I know.
Dude, why is the Dover wiki so lackluster compared to like?
Does it just have a separate result stat? Like, I mean, we could just go to Racing Reference or something. Yeah.
Winningest
Cup wingers.
Shoot, I can't type right now.
It is Jimmy. Okay.
It is Jimmy.
I was gonna say that was Jimmy's.
Yeah,
that was Jimmy's playground. Like,
yeah. So, why did I say Bush? Bush isn't even up there. I think I was thinking of another. Oh, was I thinking of Darlington for Bush? I might have.
You might have been.
I think it was Darlington. I was thinking of Bush.
But yeah, I know Jimmy and Dover was like a foregone conclusion for a bit there. It felt like.
Yeah.
So you know,
elite driver.
Maybe we can convince him. Keep that 48 going. Lowe's car. Just like
Jimmy goes back to Hendricks one last time.
That's actually why Bowman's retiring, is because Jimmy's doing all this song and dance, and then he's going to return full time in 28.
I would love that. I mean, I'd love that. Can Harvick also return? And so can Truex also return on top of that? Like, can those three just return?
We'll say, I think I'd rather have Harvick at his current age and skill level than like Noah Gragson for sure.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like,
I mean, I get Dale Jr. Like, there's no way in hell he's ever going to come back, but like, not even like for a little bit, but like, I'd rather have Jr. at this point than Gragson or like Ware or.
Yeah, well,
you know,
Ware is also not that I will ever say, hey, we got to hand it to Cody Ware, but
he's not.
His dad's car is not exactly race winning equipment.
To be fair, that is true.
Now, when I say his dad's car, it's probably a hint as to why he's in the seat despite his off track issues, but whatever.
Yeah. And then obviously I just mentioned it. Darlington is taking the regular season final for 2027 for September 4th and 5th. Actually, I believe that's not for. I think it's the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I believe, or the 4th, 5th, and 6th, or something like that. It's not because the trucks is at. Never mind. Screw what I said. It's the regular season final for, I believe, Cup and another.
Presumably O'Reilly.
Yeah. But
who actually knows?
Fun fact, NASCAR has ran at Darlington for the spring race since 1950 consecutively. And the fall race has been from 1952. and then 1957 to 2004, and then 2020 to now 2027 for the fall race. And it takes over the regular season final from Daytona, who's held it since 2020.
Yeah, I mean, with the playoff format, Daytona as the regular season finale was kind of fun. It kind of sucked in some sense because it felt kind of delegitimizing, but it was really fun because you could have a winner vault themselves into the playoffs out of the blue, right? Because it's Daytona.
Harrison Burton. No,
Yeah,
that was.
And you could have these point battles that swung wildly every couple laps that they'd be following, right? Like there was a lot to keep track of heading right into the playoffs because a driver on the bubble is rarely actually going to win the championship, even in the last system.
Yeah.
So it kept some intrigue there, but it also felt kind of delegitimizing for like what a playoff berth meant. Just like any of the rest of the system. But now that we have the chase format and the last race isn't necessarily any extra special, I think it's great for that to be a very classic NASCAR race, like a crown jewel race, taking that mantle, kind of sprucing up the regular season finale from like a hardcore race fans want to watch it perspective, and then having the points battles that may still exist still be part of the narrative, but not have to carry that race and carry what should be a pretty important race as you head into the playoffs.
Yeah. So I like the change. Where the second Daytona race is going to be, we don't know yet. A lot of fans wanted the July whatever weekend.
Back to 4th of July.
Yeah, but we already know that's not going to happen because Iowa is, I believe, taking that spot next season.
Yeah.
Which is the other big one that I didn't write down. But Iowa is, it's fun. Yeah, but I feel like it would kind of be iconic if Daytona went back there.
Yeah, Iowa's kind of the other big one. Others, it's like Martinsville, the same old, 2 dates, right?
Yep. There was like one other
one's here there.
Yeah, it's basically been this. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah,
so.
Because the schedule's not being released, but because tracks were pushing for their dates, we're getting dates trickling from the tracks themselves.
Yes.
Although we're still waiting to find out when we're headed to Pocono, I think.
Yeah.
if we're still headed to Pocono.
Yeah.
But the goal is to
go to Pocono. The goal is Alex will have a job by when I graduate. Alex will take time off for Pocono race weekend. Alex will drive to Pocono. Jack will meet Alex at Pocono. We will go to Pocono.
Which the funniest part of that to me is that despite the fact that I live in Pennsylvania and you live multiple states away from Pennsylvania, you are multiple hours closer to Pocono Raceway than me.
Yeah, it would be the equivalent. Well, not the equivalent, because let's be honest, it's just not. But it'd be like when we went to Canton, because you're in Pittsburgh, it was like 2 hours, and I'm in Connecticut, it was like 8.
Yeah, Pocono's more like, it's a little over 2 from here, I think.
Yeah.
And it's like 5 from me.
Yeah.
Which Watkins Glen, I think, would be about the same 5 hours for me.
But yeah, but Watkins Glen's like 5 hours from me too. So
yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's about equal. So,
but those are the 2 closest tracks to me anyway. Like Pocono is still my local track where I am. It's just far away.
Yeah, my local track, Landmark Park, which we'll talk about in a bit.
Yeah, we got a Radical Cup segment in here.
We do.
Let's go.
It's not really put anywhere. I don't have it in the doc, but we're gonna do it at the end.
Oh yeah.
Actually, we'll do it after we talk about recap.
One more piece of news before we get to recaps, because I don't think we're mentioning Corey Heim this week in the recaps. Corey Heim, not eligible for Rookie of the Year next year.
Oh yeah, because you can't run more than 12 races in your career to be eligible for Rookie of the Year.
What do you think of that? Because I know in F1 you've argued against guys like Lawson being eligible or being counted as rookies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But how does it feel in NASCAR when you have a longer calendar?
I think here's my issue with it, right? In F1, it's a lot different than NASCAR in terms of driver development. Like in F1, you consistently do like practices, sessions with teams. If you are their like reserve or like whatever, you're like their junior driver, you'll do practices throughout the season. And you can do tests for them, all that. In NASCAR, there's not really many chances to do tests or just do practice. So the only way you're going to get like experience at the cup level is if you complete a race weekend. Like you race, practice, quali, and race. There's no driver comes in for practice and then goes then that's it. Like you have to race the weekend if you want to get experience in Cup. So I personally don't like that rule of 12. I think maybe like 20, right? Because then you're getting to the point where like, okay, you've damn near ran a full season. You've definitely run more than half a season. You're getting to a full season. Like, that I think, but like less than half a season, I feel like is not a good way to judge if you're eligible.
And the thing is, too, is this is the first time that this is really being enforced. I mean, honestly, if he declared for points this year, like, yeah, he would have lost some sim time, but he probably would be winning it over Connor Zilic, I assume. Especially if that came with a couple of like extra races, potentially, even with like a back marker.
Mm-hmm.
But this is on the heels of like Gregson had 18 starts before his rookie of the year.
I was just going to bring up Gibbs and Gregson.
Gibbs had 15. Mm-hmm. SVG had 14.
Mm-hmm. I do think though that Gibbs, his starts were kind of a little bit skewed because I'm pretty sure he filled in for Busch.
Yeah, but that I don't want to say that doesn't matter, but like drivers have different reasons for having multiple starts, and that doesn't the rule was on a case-by-case basis getting approved, and those guys were all approved for different reasons. And so this feels like a mid-season decision to set the rule where it is and make it so that Heim, multi-time race winner in the Cup Series, won't be able to have a Rookie of the Year on his resume, period.
Which...
Because he's not getting points this year, and he can't be eligible for it next year. And so between those, it's not even that he didn't get it. Mm-hmm. Like it's not like Zilic losing out on the championship in Xfinity last year, like at the last minute, but having a chance to win it. It's just that he will never have the chance to run for that, despite his freakishly good start to his NASCAR career.
Yeah, and like I just don't like it. I think 20 starts, fine, cool. You've done a little over half a season, that's fine. But like I think Chastain, when he became full time, he had like 80 starts or some shit. Like he had like 50 or 60, 70, 80 starts in the Cup before he became full time.
Because he was running for Spire a lot and stuff like that.
Yeah, like he was running for like Spire, and there was another team I think he raced for that was really bad.
He might have run for Ware.
It might. I don't remember. It wasn't a good team though. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, that was his career, was back markers. He was in like JDM in Xfinity. He was in really the first good ride he had was Nice in the trucks, and then he managed to get himself in Colleague in Xfinity, and that led to getting his shot at Ganassi in Cup, and then he stuck from there. But like for a while, he was just trying to extract what he could out of back markers and getting that experience. I say wearing his hat, but you know. Yeah.
Expert right here. Expert is right here.
I don't know about all that. I just like
you're wearing the hat.
I just like them because I like watermelon. Originally, yeah, and then
you're wearing the hat. So
that's true. That's true. That is. It's my thinking cap. It makes me an expert automatically.
True.
But I liked it being a case by case basis. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of times
I liked that better too. I'm not gonna lie, because here's the thing: he's gonna run barely more starts than Gibbs and Gregson did, and he's not eligible for Cup because he's gonna run like 20 races.
Yeah.
I think, but I do think that if you're gonna have a cap, it should be like 20 or 24 or something like that, where like it's like a half or like a little over half or like 3/4 the way through the season. I think is fine to cap it, but like,
actually, do me a favor, look up what baseball's rule is
for rookie,
like service time before you're not rookie eligible anymore, because I think baseball does a pretty good job of it. Because yeah, when it's a judgment call for NASCAR, like there are a lot of things where judgment calls kind of suck, but here it makes sense because you want to have situations like Ty Gibbs filling in for a medically retired Kurt Busch, or, you know, even if you wanted to play that card, someone like Austin Hill this year, if he was full-time next year, obviously he's had a very roundabout career. He's on the older side, anything like that. But like, I would argue that him being a medical replacement shouldn't disqualify him from running as a rookie, because he's not running for Cup points this year, even though he's running a lot of races, as, you know, a mid-season replacement. And I feel like that shouldn't count against him. So setting kind of a hard rule, and especially here, what for Heim feels like a rule that wasn't communicated ahead of the season, even if Heim's case, I don't know, would justify an exception.
I don't think
it just feels bad.
Okay, so for an MLB player loses rookie eligibility if they spend 45 days or more on an active major league roster prior to September 1st accumulate more than 130 at bats or pitch more than 50 innings in the majors.
Yeah, so that's like a third of the season.
Yeah.
Or a significant amount of playing time. But obviously the baseball season is much longer. And the caveat there too is before September 1st, which September call-ups have always been a thing where they expand the roster and give younger players some time to shine at the end of the season. Where like if NASCAR had exceptions for, much like in the lower series where cup drivers coming down is not allowed during the playoffs or during the chase. And so then you get younger drivers getting in those seats that would normally be reserved for like a rotating roster of cup guys.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if they had some system like that where it wouldn't count against drivers for them to get certain races in here.
Yeah, like maybe
Something
like
like
a
that.
couple like you're allowed a certain amount of each race.
Yeah.
Something to get experience at those tracks. Something like that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe just bring back practice and qualifying and have practice sessions for other drivers too.
Yeah.
F1 style, but what do I know?
Yeah. What do we know? Iowa was also this weekend. We had the Cup and O'Reilly series. Let's talk about the points, these first, and then we'll talk about this one because then I can set up what I did. The winner obviously was Ty Gibbs, so we'll talk about that in literally a minute. Christopher Bell finished second and tied the record set by Harry Gant in 1981, so 45 years ago, for the most runner-up finishes without a win in a single Cup Series season. Obviously, 7 races, 7 runner-up finishes. If he does win, the record doesn't matter. But if he does not get a win this for the remaining 13 races, he will either at least tie or break the record at some point.
So root for a Bell runner-up again.
Yeah,
We want records.
I want a record broken. No offense. I love Christopher Bell. I wish him the best. I hope he can make a deep chase run, but man, do I want to see that record kind of broken a little bit. You know, I would hate it for Bell because that man he's been in fast the entire season, right? He has 10 top 5s. That's tied for second in the Cup Series. He's 6th in stage points with 146. He has shown speed, but when the end of that season, at the end of the races, when he needs that extra oomph, he hasn't been able to produce it. And so, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's that. Josh Berry, rare top 5, finished P4. Heck of a race for Josh Berry. He will be replaced by Jesse Love at the end of the season. But he's showing pace again, which is nice.
Yeah. Showcasing his talents for wherever he might end up.
Yep. Denny finished 5th with bad brakes. All weekend he had bad brakes. In practice and quality, the pedal was going all the way to the floor. In the race, again, pedal was basically going to the floor, and that gives you a major disadvantage when you're racing other drivers whose brakes are working and who are aggressive, which is pretty much everybody in front of him. So he was never fully able to get past them, but he was able to hold his line, which is nice.
Dare I say, Charles Leclerc, take some notes.
True. Charles. Facts. And then Trackhouse finally showed up a little bit. Chastain P7, Zilich P11.
I gotta say, probably not a coincidence that I brought out the Chastain hat for this trip.
Yes.
And suddenly he gets a top 10.
Yep.
Runs the best of any of the Trackhouse cars.
Yep.
Zilich out of Torture City for once.
For now. Right.
Yeah, it's like the second weekend all year.
The second weekend all year, this man's out of Torture City, but you know what? At least he's out of Torture City for this week.
I don't even know if I'd call it Funky Town. Just out of Torture City.
Nah, he's not. No, it's not a top 10 or a top 5 or a win. He's not in Funky Town yet.
Yeah.
Funky Town for Zilich at this point is the top 10, but like, actually, to be fair, Funky Town for Zilich at this point is just not DNFing. But
True.
P11, which is good. A rare dinger, top 10, P8.
You say rare. I mean, he was on a hot start to the season.
Yeah,
like, I remember we talked about how Colleague was one of the because both he and Ty Dillon were on really strong starts to the season.
I think though that as the season
he fell off hard.
Yes, which is why I'm now saying rare dinger top 10 because since the beginning of the season he just hasn't been there.
Because he's all the way down to 22nd in points when he was like top 10.
Yeah,
for a little bit.
And then rare Austin Dillon top 10. I mean, it's not that rare comparative to like a Josh Berry top 5 or like a Dinger top 10, but
rare Austin Dillon top 10 as we head to Richmond.
Well, that'll reflect in my picks. I hope you realize.
Okay.
But yeah, and then Bowman, Reddick, and Reddick, and
do you mean Larson?
Larson.
Okay.
No, not Larson. It was somebody else. It was Bowman. Jones. Eric Jones. Yeah. I don't know why I wrote Bowman
because Larson did, but it was like
he
20
did,
laps
but then he
left.
he like came back like after like 18 laps in the garage. Now let's talk about Ty Gibbs' domination. Let's talk about it.
I hear you have takes.
I do.
And you have life updates.
I do. So I made a video. Actually, let's go with this. Last season, when we were making our picks for the season, I made my pick for the most improved driver, or just the most surprising driver, right? And my pick it's not going to be surprising. I'm telling you now. And I picked Ty Gibbs to improve the most. He obviously didn't. He had his career worst season in Cup with a P19 finish, but he showed a lot of promise throughout the entire season. And this season, it is finally coming together for the young man. He's second in points with 820. He's 103 back from Denny Hamlin. He is tied for third in wins. He's tied for second in top fives. He has 195 stage points, which is the most in NASCAR, at least for the Cup. He has been unbelievable. He won at Bristol earlier in the year, doubled down, won Iowa, held off Christopher Bell, who again is one of the fastest drivers in NASCAR, when Bell had 4 tires and he only took 2. It was an unbelievable race from Ty Gibbs. I'm very happily going to say that he is definitely a title contender at this point. And I saw this coming, right? I'm not
wrong just early, as they say.
Yeah, I was early in my pick, all right, but like I have believed in Ty Gibbs since the beginning. I started watching NASCAR
literally since you started watching NASCAR.
Like me and Jack are watching a race together. I think it was Kimi Räikkönen's second race, and I think it was 2023.
It was Kimi at COTA.
Yeah, so Kimi at COTA, and I see Ty Gibbs, and then I see Joe Gibbs racing. I'm like, wait, that's legendary head coach Joe Gibbs, right? Jack's like, yeah, his son or grandson races for the team, and I'm like, oh shoot, who's that? Jack sends me a picture of Ty Gibbs. It'll be popping up on screen right now. I, being the goofball I am, said that he looked like Megamind in that photo. I stand by it. That specific photo of Ty Gibbs does make him look like he has the chin, like the cone chin, and then like the head just goes out like this and then in, right? He kind of looks like Megamind in that photo. He doesn't look like Megamind overall, but in that specific photo, he does look like it. And he became one of my favorite drivers off rip. And I've supported him since. So to see him, after all the he's gotten from fans, from media, from a lot of people,
from Chris Gabehart,
a lot of shit.
I don't know if we're in a place to comment on whether that's deserved or not.
No, but a lot of shit has been, given towards Ty, and he's finally putting it together. And I am so excited to the point where I made a video on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I posted it on Twitter. The meteoric rise of Ty Gibbs.
Yeah.
As it stands right now, I'm not going to talk about the TikTok stats that don't matter, but as it stands on Instagram, which is where it got the most views, it's basically at 3,500 views. 3,500 views.
But among those,
232 likes. And among those likes is Ty Gibbs himself. Here's the screenshot right here in the middle of Ty Gibbs liking my video. Also, apparently who liked it is his sister, I believe, or somebody that's related to him, because her last name is Gibbs and she's followed by like 50 race car drivers in NASCAR. So like, I assume it's his sister, but it might not be. There were some other like race car drivers that liked it, but like genuinely, like when I saw that Ty Gibbs liked my video, I ran around the house. Like I ran around the house and then Jack called me. And I was super excited. So that's pretty sick. What's good, Ty? Ty knows of my existence now, which is awesome. But go check it out. The link will be in the description if you want to check out that video. It's like 2 minutes long. It's goes in depth in his career, everything like that. I'm really proud of it. That's probably the content or the video post, whatever, that I'm most proud of that I've made in my social media career. and Ty Gibbs noticed it, and I'm super happy about that. Also, if you're on my Instagram or TikTok or whatever, check out my Christopher Bell video about him being runner-up king in 2026. That one's also pretty high quality. But yeah, I do like the content that I'm posting. A lot more high quality, a lot more scripted videos, edited videos, right? Women in sports. So we're filming this Wednesday, August 12th. Women in sports is coming out later this day. It's Abby Pulling. Go check it out. That link will also be in the description. The first woman, yes. But I've done one on her before, but never that high quality because I was editing and recording on my phone with no microphone. So go check it out. It's a lot better than my original post about her, and it's like gonna be like 2 minutes shorter.
For context for the uninitiated, the first woman is like a joke. It's how a lot of people make the jokes about those graphics. That's like the first person to do this thing, and then they cut it to just like this athlete is the first person.
Yeah.
Right. But at one point, one of her that said like the first woman and then cut out the rest went like super viral to the point where she noticed and adopted it. So like if you click her Twitter profile, like the first thing in it is like first woman ? With like a person standing emote next to it. And half of her tweets like refer to her, either are her responding to tweets that call her the first woman or her saying that as well. Like that's become a de facto nickname because of the memes about it, because she is on the internet and has a really good social media presence to go along with her really good talent on track.
That is, I didn't realize she had it on her.
No, yeah, that's and like half of her tweets like say it too. Like she's fully adopted it, which I think is really funny.
That's awesome. And you gotta love her. She's a fantastic talent.
Oh yeah,
fantastic talent.
But when I say that, it's not me like ragging on you if like it's the first time that you've done or anything like that. It's because that is a joke that she plays into.
But so I have content coming out. Check that out. Link will be in the description. Ty Gibbs video will be in the description. Christopher Bell video will be in the description. I think that's it for me for now. And then I mean, I was very surprised. Like when I originally I think it was yesterday, but like not yesterday night. Like I found out he liked it at like 9 p.m. or like no, like 10 p.m. because I just got back from covering the primary elections in the town next to me. For the Associated Press, which is also pretty sick that I did that. But for like the earlier that day, I saw that his sister, I think, liked it. Someone related to him, close to him, liked it, and then he liked it. So I'm really happy about that. I'm super proud of it. So I guess also we could talk about this real quick. Baltazar Leguizamon. If you don't know who he is a podcast legend on here for the ApexToOval. He is one of the very many legends we have, right? Stanton Barrett, Baltazar Leguizamon. And I DM'd them. I was like, yo, would you want to do an interview? I DM'd a crap ton of people, figure skaters, race car drivers, content creators. Yo, do you want to do an interview? It'd be like 30 minutes or however much time you can give me, but like, just let me know. Right? I'm a journalism major. I like to interview people. I think I need to learn more how to interview people. So it'd be good to do. Baltazar Leguizamon answered me, said yes. So possibly interview with Baltazar Leguizamon coming soon. Maybe in like a little bit, but
you got to read up on some new NASCAR series and stuff.
But yeah, so that'll be fun. I don't know if Jack will be there for it. If you want to be there for it, you're more than welcome to. But I'm gonna if you're not gonna be there for it, I'm filming it on my own personal channel. It'll be collaborated with this channel, ApexToOval, and then the thing will also be posted on the ApexToOval Spotify /Apple Podcast / any podcasting platforms. So yeah. Anyway, speaking of. Oh, yes.
What were you going for?
I was just gonna move on.
I think that right after or on Monday.
Yeah.
When I know because I was at a rest stop driving back from Six Flags. It was around when we normally would record, and I saw a take that to me was outrageous, but you might even be more steadfast in now that Ty Gibbs knows who you are about championships.
Oh, is this a take
About
that
who you want to win the championship.
This is a take that I did. This is my take. Okay, I'll talk about it.
Yeah, and I would love to hash this out. I'm really curious to hear more about this.
So I texted Jack. Mind you, I'm like the video I made, I put to some sad music because I'm like, or semi-sad music because I'm like, dude, this hits a lot more than the music I was gonna put it with. I started crying and getting emotional because I got in my feels because Ty Gibbs is like so cool to me, and I'm so happy that he's doing well this season because he deserves it. My overall champion for the Cup was Denny Hamlin. I still believe Denny Hamlin will do it, but not as much as I believe that Ty Gibbs will.
Interesting.
Maybe it's because he's like one of the first drivers. He's the second driver that I ever liked. First was Bubba Wallace in NASCAR. Maybe it's because he finally is proving the talent that everyone knew he had, but he just never was able to show. But I got Ty Gibbs winning the title race. I got him winning the chase, and I wouldn't be mad if Denny won it either, right? I love Denny. He was my original pick, but like right now, with how Ty Gibbs is driving overall, I got Gibbs. I think he's gonna hit fire I think he's gonna catch fire in the chase and just take it. That's my.
I think along with it, you were saying that it would mean more to you if, like, you would be happier if he won it. It would mean more. You want him to win it more than Denny Hamlin. I don't know if you still stand by that or not.
I do. So, story. I love Denny Hamlin, right? I think he's an amazing driver. He seems like a really cool dude. I love his podcast, Actions Detrimental. And I've been rooting for Denny for basically also since the start, but a little after I started rooting for Ty Gibbs. And all of last year I was saying it. Denny Hamlin is winning the title. Denny Hamlin is winning the title. That never changed. I said that you go to any episode, I was going with it. That's just, I wanted Denny to win. Denny came this close, and then the family, his mom was not in good health. His dad was not in good health. They both recovered. Then they had the house fire. I felt really bad for Denny, and to me, even now, like, I would be so happy if Denny won the title. I also think that he deserves it. I think more than any other driver in the current Cup Series, but Ty Gibbs, with the crap that he's taken from fans, from drivers, from media, the fact that he was swiftly labeled a bust when he entered the Cup in 2023 full time, the fact that all the fan energy towards him is he's only has a seat because his grandfather owns the team, and that if he was with any other big team, he wouldn't have been around. All this crowd that he's taken, some of it fair criticism, but that not so much. And the fact that he's doing really well, is second in the regular season title race, is catching fire this season. I would much rather have Gibbs win a title than Denny, but I also wouldn't be mad if Denny won it. Like, both drivers deserve it, but I would be much happier with Ty Gibbs just because, like, finally people are starting to realize how good he is, and like Denny Hamlin will always be an all-time level driver. He will always be a Hall of Famer. He will always be an all-time NASCAR great. That's not going to change if he wins a title or not. But Gibbs, if he wins a title, puts a notice on everyone's door. I am here. I am here to stay. This is my time to shine. So
I don't disagree with the sentiment at all. The big thing for me was when you said more than Denny Hamlin, because of how much we've talked about how Denny Hamlin's career is on a ticking clock. How we know he only has a year or two left, even though he's still so good.
Yeah.
How long he's tried and all of that around it. And there's still such an emotional tie to it.
Yeah.
That even though I am so incredibly happy for what Ty Gibbs is doing, and I have never hated Ty Gibbs to the point so many people have, right? Mm-hmm. I think if I had, you probably wouldn't like him as much because I would have tried to shove you away from him as much as I could.
Probably. But
just because early on, like, I think I was helping form which drivers you were rooting for.
Oh yeah, but in F1, in NASCAR, yeah, you completely shaped who.
Like, I don't know about F1 necessarily, but
I mean,
I think you would have gravitated towards Lewis one way or another.
Yes, but you definitely helped with the way you were narrating the 2021
the way
season.
I narrated
Well, because it was during COVID. Like we were at home being schooled, and like, well, technically you were at home. I was in school. But you were being like schooled from home, and then we'd hop on once a week. We'd hop on to GTA races, and then you would tell me what's up, what happened in F1 this past week, and so. Obviously the way you were telling it, I would easily gravitated towards Lewis a lot,
Oops.
a lot quicker than I would have before. So
I don't think you have Max fan in your bones though. If 21 was the start of it.
If you never told me about the 2021 season when it was happening, I don't know if I think I would have definitely liked Max a lot more.
Liked him more, yeah.
But Lewis still definitely would have been my favorite.
Yeah, I don't know if I see you as a Red Bull guy ever.
I hate Red Bull. I hate the take. Like Red Bull as a team, Red Bull as a brand, super sick. They do a lot of cool stuff. Red Bull as a drink, I despise. Like their drink is awful. It tastes like piss to me. So like, and I've never drank in piss, but it's what like I could imagine piss tasting like.
But circling back, to me, Denny Hamlin winning is more like urgent.
I think so too.
Like Ty Gibbs has got, and no athlete ever truly has time. We've learned that time and time again that you want to take advantage while it's available to you. You win while you can, embrace it while you can, enjoy it while you can.
Yeah.
This year we've learned that many times over, but I almost see it as like this year. And while Denny is still racing, I would love for Denny to get a title.
Yes.
And then Ty Gibbs hopefully has a long and fruitful career ahead of him by how he's raced this year.
Yeah. I think also for me, it's like Joe Gibbs still involved with the team, but he is getting up there in age.
Also true.
Right. We don't know. And I would love Joe Gibbs to be alive for a while more. Right. I'm not saying that, but we don't know how long Joe Gibbs has left. Right. He's getting to the age where like literally anything could happen. And for me, like Denny will always be good enough to compete for the title, especially in the chase format when he's just consistently great week in and week out.
Well, you say always. He's got 2 years left.
Yes, but what I'm saying is he's always been consistent enough to compete. Playoff format kind of screwed him over a little bit, especially with Chastain's wall ride. But like. No offense to Chastain, that was pretty sick of him.
It was like maybe the greatest thing I've ever seen live, but
genuinely like
happening live. I mean,
for me, it's second only to Arsenal winning the Premier League this past season. But like genuinely, like I would love to see Denny win a title. Right? I know next year he's going to be able to compete. I know that for a fact.
See, I'm almost more sure of Ty being fast than I am of Denny being fast next year. Because
really?
Who knows when the aging curve hits Denny?
I don't think it'll ever hit Denny. No, I think
he wants to retire when he's on top, and that's part of why after next year. But like,
I think Denny,
Harvick slowed down like that, and the car getting bad helped, which that won't happen with Gibbs. But
I don't think Denny's going to lose speed next year. That my thing is like Denny Hamlin is like what happened to Jimmy, what happened to Truex, what happened to like Harvick. I don't see that happening to Denny. Because Denny's not going to push too far. Like, he set a limit next year.
Yeah.
Right? If he said 5 more years, right? Lewis Hamilton is saying he wants to race for another 5 years, give or take, if depending on when he wins the title race. But depending on when he wins a title, if he wins a title with Ferrari. But, and you've seen Lewis Hamilton have like a drop off in speed a little bit compared to like, 2020, 2021, 2019, 2018, 2017, all that. He's still super fast and is still a top 5 fastest driver in the grid, but like he just doesn't have the insane speed he had in his, late 30s or mid to late 30s. Denny has gotten better with age. That's, I think, the difference. Like Johnson, Harvick, Truex Jr. all got worse with age. Denny Hamlin's only gotten better. That's why I think he will still definitely compete for the title next year. But who knows? things might change, but I see Denny Hamlin like next year. I think Denny, if he stays, will definitely win it, but because he's just too good. He's too good of a driver not to win one. So, and then in O'Reilly, Carson Kvapil won 2 in a row. Rogers Elite finishing P2. Allgaier is washed. You heard it here first. Justin Allgaier washed. I'm just kidding. He finished P24. He hasn't won in 2 races, but for Allgaier, that's pretty bad.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Now, remind me why Carson Kvapil is like fighting for seat time.
Yeah, that you know what? Yeah, and you know what's funny? He fights for seat time, dog. He's still not like he's still like there are weeks where he has to qualify in.
Yeah.
Why? Same thing with Raja. Why? Why do these guys have to qualify in? Do you see what I mean though? With like, why the fudge does driver number matter? Like, why does driver number matter in terms of qualifying? It should be if the driver's full time or not. Like, it should like get the full time drivers first and then worry about numbers.
I still don't necessarily agree. I just wish that this worked differently because the problem is when Cup guys come down, they want to be in good equipment. And so for a lot of these guys, they'd rather be at JRM when they can than at a much worse team full time. Like, I'm sure, because Raja right now is like splitting time between the 88 car and Jordan Anderson.
Yep.
If he wanted a full-time ride at Jordan Anderson, I'm sure it's his for the taking.
Yeah.
But he's taking the JRM seat time when he can in a competitive car.
Because it's the best car on the grid.
Yeah. And so I think that Kvapil is the same way. I think that a lot of guys that are having this kind of 50-50 is the same way, but they've still got to make way for the Cup guys, which you can argue whether that is justified or not, especially when you could just field dedicated all-star cars. But
yeah, like I feel like Junior Motorsport or JRM has the capacity to run more than they have. Especially if one of the Cup guys is coming down, they can just be like, here, this is your car. The other guys get their own cars. You have your own car. Like, you don't have to, like, because Kvapil is splitting time with Zilich. Like, I love Zilich. Zilich is an amazing driver. He is always going to be competitive in O'Reilly for the near future with JRM. But, like, why does Kvapil have to split time with him? Why can't you field an all-star car for Zilich and other drivers to come in, like, and give Kvapil his own seat?
And I think we've kind of proven that with the Hendrick car that's stuck around as Corey Day's car. Mm-hmm. But like if Hendrick, because obviously they and Junior Motorsports are very tied together. If they were able to field an extra car, like if they're able to kind of expand the lineup like that, it would really be lovely if they were able to do that and have these young drivers and be able to commit to them for a full season instead of saying, hey, here's this little like carrot on a stick. You can be in a great seat, but you know, we can only give you half a season. But either way, whatever way you slice it, it's great that he took the opportunity that got him in a great seat and has proven that he deserves to be in a great seat with multiple wins.
Yeah. Also, by the way, Kvapil was full time last year with JRM.
Yeah.
Why was he like that? That's what pisses me off the most. The fact he was full time last year and now a year later he's not full time that would piss me off if I were Kvapil.
It was leading into this year that they expanded the races Cup guys could do, right?
Yeah.
I assume that's why. It sucks, but I assume that's
like,
why.
Genuinely, like, the man was full-time. He did great last season, right? Yeah. He did great. This season, he's been even better in the JRM car. He's not, like, fully, like...
Yeah. No, I agree.
I genuinely don't understand, but I'm also not in that business, so I may never understand. But if I ever do an interview with Junior, I do want to know why that happened. Because, like, I'm going to bring it up in a polite way. Because, like, it in a way it makes sense, right? You want to bring the guys that bring in the most money, yada, yada, yada. Maybe Kvapil doesn't have the money to be full-time again. Who knows, right? But he's still a great talent. He's still a top talent in O'Reilly. And he's won the past 2 races. He's finally opened the door and won races. Yeah. So... hopefully he's full-time next year. Because that would actually hurt me if he wasn't.
At least full-time in something.
Yeah. My picks from this past weekend were Mustache Man, aka the Blainster, aka Ryan Blaney in the Cup, and Justin Allgaier in the O'Reilly series. Well, Allgaier is at a career worst point in his career. He hasn't won in 2 races, yada yada yada. And Blaney finished 3rd.
I had Denny and Brent Cruz, and neither of them won. So, oh well.
On to Richmond predictions. This is pretty easy for me. It is Cup and trucks. For Cup, I got Austin Dillon. He's won the past 2 seasons, one of which definitely wasn't deserved, but it is what it is. And then I have Corey Heim in the trucks, because if Corey Heimer's on the trucks, one of us is going to pick him, and I did the doc first, so it's me.
I have Tyler Reddick. I'm finally releasing Denny Hamlin. He hasn't won, and I feel bad that maybe I'm keeping him from it. And Tyler Reddick's luck can't get any worse right now, so we'll see. Tyler Reddick's also good at Richmond, but
so is Denny. I think Denny's a little better at Richmond than Reddick, so that'll be. It's an interesting call. I mean,
it's also the equipment that they're in, right? Denny's been in Joe Gibbs forever.
True. And he's only been in Joe Gibbs.
Yeah. And Tyler Reddick, 2311, obviously this year and a couple years ago, he's put him in contending caliber cars.
Yeah. Won the regular season 2 years ago.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. That's why I said 2 years ago. Obviously last year, not so much. And prior years, especially RCR, not so much.
They were competitive last year. It's just Bubba was competitive.
Yeah, but it wasn't like a regular season, because I would argue that this year he's had the car to compete for the regular season title too. I think that last year neither 2311 car had that level of speed, even if Bubba was able to get a win.
He should have had 3 though. I'm not gonna lie, that was some BS from Denny, man. Like Denny, why you put him in the wall, man? Why you have no power steering? Cede the position. You don't need to go for the lead at that, like, genuinely. And then obviously he lost Dega that year as well in horrifying fashion.
And then I had Lane Riggs. I'm just keeping him in the trucks, because if Alex is going to take Corey Heim, I might as well just stay clinging to my my contender.
To be fair, you do have Riggs for the rest of the season if you want, and he's probably going to win at least 2 or 3 more times. So
knock on wood. Honeycutt's a good driver.
Yeah, but it's Lane Riggs. Like, we're talking about a driver that, like, last season, although he didn't make the Final Four, the man was elite in the postseason. The man was easily the second best behind Heim, no matter if he didn't make the Final Four or not. Like, he is now the de facto best truck driver full time. So love Honeycutt. Love Honeycutt. Love why am I forgetting his name now? I forget his name. Anyway,
I don't know who you're talking about, honestly.
Gio
Ruggiero.
Yeah, Ruggiero. Great, but like Riggs is de facto number 1.
Plus, Lane Riggs is such a truck driver name. I love it.
All right, actually, we're just gonna delete that now.
Oh yeah, I was doing that on my phone. Yeah. My bad.
No, you good. IMSA story is pretty quick. Kevin Estre's on probation because of the accident he had with Jack Aiken at Road America in the closing laps. Estre bumped Aiken off the track. The number 16 got a 5-minute penalty, and Estre was given a 2-race probation. And if Estre has further penalties during this probation, he could lead to a suspension.
Thoughts?
I mean, respectfully, racing is racing. Rubbing is racing. And Jack Aiken is an aggressive driver as well. I do think that part of it was his fault. You're making an extremely aggressive move at a corner that is not normally a corner for aggressive moves. I think Kevin Estre also didn't leave space, but Aiken did spin Nasser like a couple laps prior, so I don't really care. I think retaliation's fine. Just like I think retaliation's fine in baseball, I think retaliation and racing should, as long as, like, Aiken didn't get injured, he still finished the race. No, he didn't. Why am I saying he did? He didn't finish the race. But,
you think the 5 minutes was deserved? Like, at the time?
Yeah, but
I think it was.
I think it was.
And then I think probation is better than an actual penalty.
Yeah, the other thing is, why is Aiken not getting, like, probation? Why was Aiken not penalized? The man literally spun Nasser.
Maybe they see his penalty as...
Like, that's not racing. Like, what Aiken did to Nasser is the equivalent of what Estre did to Aiken, but Estre gets the shit. Like, why? I do not get the, like, maybe Aiken has IMSA in his pocket. I don't know.
Maybe. I think deserved or not, a lot of times they factor in the consequences of the action. Like the fact that Aiken then got wrecked for it, like he quote unquote served his time already. Versus this is just 2-race probation is whatever.
Part of me also thinks because he's fighting for the title, they don't want to ruin, like, they don't want to, like, as the governing body, they may not want to, like, intervene and specifically change the history of what the title could be.
Well, I think that's true given that he already wrecked out. Like, you don't want to compound it when it was the title at stake. If he finished the race, if he was completely unaffected and did basically what the 6 did,
Yeah.
then, I would assume he gets a similar penalty.
Sure.
But
the next technical IMSA race is the Michelin GT Challenge at VIR on August 23rd. That's 2 weekends away. And then the Battle of the Bricks at Indy Road Course on September 20th is the main full IMSA lineup weekend, and that's 6 weekends away.
Happy birthday to us. Split in the middle.
Hell yeah. There's no stories or recap for WEC. There was like one minor thing, but it wasn't like enough to matter. And then the Lone Star Le Mans at COTA is on September 6th, which is now 4 weekends away. And then...
Oh, no.
For MotoGP, we don't have any stories. There's not an update on Maverick. So we'll see about that. Maybe some will come out later. But there was a race this weekend. I'm not going to recap it. I forgot to record it because I was busy during the race and couldn't watch the full race. And so I don't want to comment because I only have like a 4-minute highlight of like a 30-minute race. So my bad. I made it so that now it'll fully record everything. And I don't have to like record it every single time. But yeah. And then IndyCar driver spotlight, go figure, Pillow won. At this point, it just, instead of the IndyCar series, it just could be Alex Pillow and friends.
Yeah.
Alex Pillow versus the power of friendship is what it should be called.
I mean, this season started in a way where I thought maybe we would end up in a different spot. Not that Pillow wouldn't win overall, but that it would be a little more competitive down the stretch. And
yeah,
he's just doing Pillow things. It
was a lot more competitive last year than it was this year.
And I was really thinking it was headed a different way.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was going to be the same too. I thought it was going to get a little better than last year because towards the end of that season, people were like winning left and right that weren't Pillow.
Yeah, and like, the start of this year, it felt like he was.
Yeah, he wasn't on it early
in a dogfight. Yeah,
and then Alex Pillow did Alex Pillow things and turned on the Jets, and nobody has a chance.
I think it's the first name.
I think it is too.
Yeah,
I think it's right. I've interviewed Urinating Tree. He's answered my DMs. I still talk to him on Discord sometimes. Tom Grossi, talk to him on Twitter. 5 Points Vids, talk to him on Twitter. Brandon Perner, talk to him on Twitter. Tom Grossi rated a Jam Sports stream during the playoffs a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Who else?
Yeah, throwback to Jam Sports.
Michael Palmatier, interviewed him. Buzz Guizman answered my DMs.
Yeah, you've interviewed a lot of drivers. You put in work at Lime Rock.
Oh, yeah. I have Ty Gibbs liked my photo. I've interviewed Parker Kligerman. I've interviewed Frankie Muniz. I've interviewed Louis Foster, which I have yet to post, so I want to do that at some point because I get very discouraged when the interviews don't get a lot of views because I like my interviews and they don't get views and I get sad and then I don't post it. So I'm still sitting on 2 interviews that I haven't posted yet. I'm sitting on Louis Foster and I'm sitting on I believe Landon Lewis is the other one.
Send them out. That's life.
So I'm gonna post them at some point, right? Maybe this weekend. Maybe. Well, actually, to be fair, probably Thursday, because Thursday I'm gonna take a day off, film, record, edit some content. I'm gonna finish the Isabella Vito like long form on Thursday. Hopefully, I'll finish recording it at the very least. I have like 2 pages left of lines to go through. But
speaking of putting in work at Lime Rock, though.
Oh yes, well hold up.
Okay. You got more content.
Not done with the interviews. Right. I've interviewed Gian Buffamonte. I've interviewed Arco Bernard's points leader. Actually, I don't even know if he's an Arco Bernard points leader anymore. He might be second at this point.
Fact check.
We're gonna check. Is he first still? I don't know. Hold up. Racing Center. Standings. Arca. Did Annunziata overtake him?
No, Bowman is still up there.
Bowman's still taking it. All right, hell yeah.
That's so funny. I didn't realize the ARCA site just links you to Racing Reference.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I've interviewed Jake Bowman, Arco Bernard's points leader. I've technically interviewed Thomas Annunziata. I didn't record it, but somebody else did, and they posted on socials, I'm assuming. But I did ask Thomas Annunziata some questions. One of them was, so I know the Nitro Motorsports photographer. He was like, dude, I asked him a question about him and Jake Bowman. And because they're kind of beefing a little bit. And so he was telling me some of the photographers were like, dude, that was a great freaking question. Like that was a great question to ask. And I was like, thank you. I'm good at my job, guys. I'm good at being a journalist. I have kind of talked to Isabella Robusto for like 5 minutes. Didn't do an interview. Hopefully in the future. And then, yeah, I think that's it for interviews that I've done. Oh, and I interviewed Butterbean, which I have yet to post. So I have 3 things to post. I need to post that with Butterbean. Damn. But yeah, so I'm doing some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Lime Rock. Radical Cup. Oh, sorry. Radical Cup was this past weekend. Here are some photos. Bang, 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 bang. And
then here's one really zoomed in of my face in this hat.
Yeah. I'll put it on there. I have it. I'll put it on there. Bang. Right over Jack's face right now is that exact photo he was talking about.
Of my face.
Of his face.
Wow.
In high def.
Yeah. Scarily so.
Scarily high def. But yeah, so me and Jack and Co went to Lime Rock for the Radical Cup practice, quali, and singular race on Friday.
Yeah. Emptiest Lime Rock has like ever been.
Yeah, actually though, like genuinely, and like the race day, there was like no one either. Like that, it was kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, there were not many people.
It was a good time.
It was a great time. Had a hot dog, got some great photos.
Oh yeah,
got to chill with my childhood best friend. He's out of the way. Right? There's only one person in this damn room. There's only one person that could be. I don't talk to anyone. Okay.
Hey.
For context, I've known Jack.
No.
Me and Jack have been friends since we were 5. That doesn't do anything.
Okay, good.
Me and Jack have been friends since we were 5 years old. Technically 4, because we met before our birthdays. But, so I've known him for almost 20 years. Just 4.
I guess you could say that, yeah.
4, almost 5. So we're like closing in on 20 years pretty quick.
Terrifying thought.
Genuinely, though, that actually is that's kind of scary. I'm not going to lie. But got to, go to a race with him, which is nice. Race was good.
Yeah, it was. The on-track action was short and a little sparse. But those Radical cars are cool, I think.
Yeah. So let me put it.
They're like prototype chassis with. You can pick your engine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 250 horsepower engines for most of them. Fun fact: they were lapping at 51 seconds, or around 51 seconds a lap. Which, to put some context, like I don't think NASCAR was lapping that fast. Like I genuinely don't think they were. They might have, but I mean,
they're very lightweight prototypes with enough power to power them.
Yeah.
And you had some guys there. It's Radical Cup is a series where it's like cheap to enter as long as you own a car. I think if you're paying for a team and it's an arrive and drive, it's like 15 to 20,000 a weekend, which is still less than half a Trans Am, right?
Yes, Trans Am's about 50 grand a weekend.
But if you own your car, which I think that's like 100,000 costs new, might be lower than that if you're getting a used car that's race ready. It's like 4,000 or so a weekend plus accommodation, whatever. But like for the actual racing fees.
Yeah.
So you have some guys that are in like the kind of gentlemen's classes of like 30 plus years old, and they're racing because they're having fun on track with their race car, and varying skill levels there. But then in the main Pro 1500 class, you had some guys that like they had some speed and potentially some racing future. I know that they like to claim that they have, or not claim, they like to brag about that they have alums that raced in other series and races. But
yeah, there
was the one guy, I don't know if he goes by Jonas or Jonas,
I don't
being Danish but from Utah, I think.
Yeah.
But Axpo, who I think he had a sponsorship that's like a software development type thing because his dad's a developer at Meta, I think. But he was fast. He was fast all weekend. He was lapping faster than there was one guy there in the platinum class, which is the like 400 something horsepower class, a little bit heavier and about twice as powerful. And this guy, Jonas Axpo, was lapping faster than the guy in that car the whole weekend, basically. Truly cooking.
Oh yeah, he was very good. Well, I'm trying to find if I swear, is he on? No, okay. There were certain drivers from that race weekend that liked my post I made. It was Sam McDougal and Josh Holtz. And then Group A Racing and Sam McDougal posted my thing on their story.
Oh, nice. Yeah, McDougal was fast.
McDougal was fast, yeah. It was a lot of fun.
Basically, everyone in the Pro 1500 class was pretty fast. I think some of the guys in the Pro 1350, it was the slightly lower one. Those, I mean, that is kind of a learner series in the first place and underpowered by nature and all of that. But, you know, there was some pace differential there, even engine difference aside. But everyone in those Pro 1500 caliber cars, I mean, it was some good racing, even with a small field.
Yeah, it was fun. There were a lot of decent overtakes. The thing was, they couldn't overtake, I forget who was number 611, but they couldn't overtake him because he just burned him on the...
Yeah, it was Robert Rossi, I think.
Yeah.
Because he was in that Platinum Series car with 450 horsepower.
Yeah, we were, me and Jack were watching. We would see, there was the Beetle, Expo and the... I forget what the car it was.
Luke Kendall is one of the others, and Jackie Yang, I think. It was those three.
Yeah, so they would destroy...
him in the corners.
He'd
be hawking him down.
They would be this close away from him in the corners. He'd throw a block. They'd be this far apart through the S's. And then on cue, you see them coming off of the straight and onto turn 1 and 2. And they are just
and he's gapping them on the straights.
He's fully just gapping them by miles.
But in practice and qualifying, Axpo at least was lapping faster than him.
Yes.
Consistently.
Yes. No, in both practice and quali, Axpo was faster, but because the 611 had a higher engine, he got put higher because he's in his own class.
Yeah, and because of that, he ended up being the overall winner anyway because Axpo had an engine issue in race 1, which was the day I was there for. You were there for race 2 and 3, which I don't know if you'd be able to recap better. But
the 611 got an engine issue in the second race.
Yeah,
in the first race of the second day.
So that ended up differently, but on day 1, on race 1, Axpo was on him the whole time, and then hit an issue, and then Kendall I think was on him for a little bit, and Yang was on him for a bit. They were all pushing him in the corners hard, and then all over him, clinging to the back of him. He wasn't gapping them at all because he was only staying ahead because of the power differential, which was kind of aggravating to me to watch. Obviously it's not. I don't want to hold it against him. That's the car that he is racing. It was a very small field. Otherwise, he'd have other cars in that class to compete with. Because this was a standalone weekend for them, right? Which didn't necessarily help the draw.
And it's also I'm pretty sure far away from most of these teams. Most of these teams are from the Midwest South, and that's a long distance to Lime Rock.
It's a hike for a kind of an
especially for the turnout. I'm not gonna lie. If I were a team, I probably wouldn't have gone.
No,
respectfully, if I wasn't from Connecticut and I was from where they're from, I wouldn't have gone. There's no crowd either. That just makes it
well, it's still track time, right?
It's still track time, but it doesn't
But even the series was advertising it as a weekend getaway in the Berkshires and not.
Yeah.
Hey, let's race at Lime Rock because Lime Rock is cool. Yeah. Lime Rock is cool, but
no, it's a great track. They have great racing there, but
they were really trying to push it as a vacation and not just to try to get anyone to show up.
Yeah.
Because it is real far from a lot of the other destinations for them.
Yeah.
But still, even 9-10 cars on track, still some great on track racing.
Yeah. The racing was very good. Racing was very good. In the beginning, a lot of them didn't take turn 2 very well. They'd get wide on turn 2 and clip the grass, and then they'd either go off into turn 3 or they'd just fully run through turn 3, which is hilarious. Respectfully.
No, it was great. I mean, that's what practice is for too. A few of them did it in the race, but
I'm not gonna lie. I may be an a-hole for this. I feel like I could have done better, and maybe because I have more hours at Lime Rock, on the and realistically, I've never driven at Lime Rock, but I feel like my hours, my hundreds, if not thousands of hours at Lime Rock on the sim does mean something at the end of the day. I can. Hopefully that didn't hurt the mic that much. I genuinely, I am overconfident when it comes to Lime Rock.
That's funny. I don't know if I necessarily agree, just because there is an element of the specific car.
Yeah,
but
I think if I were racing, I think I could do a better job. But that's just because I'm a little arrogant when it comes to Lime Rock. But I also don't race, so I don't actually know how much it takes, how much, time, energy it takes. So maybe I'm a little overconfident because of that too. But I mean, they were hell of a drivers. I mean, they were driving damn well after like the first 2 practices. So like, can't complain. They were damn good. They were clean.
Yeah.
No crash. Well, there were crashes into the barriers, but no crashes between cars.
Yeah, they didn't wreck each other. It was really
no. It was clean.
It very clearly, and I say it was aggravating, but I don't want to hold it against him because it's the car he had. It didn't seem like anyone was upset at each other necessarily, besides normal radio things. Like it was clearly a series that had a lot of mutual respect.
Yeah,
going around, which is also something that they advertise, but
which is good.
It was
because you don't want like a Kevin Estre or Aiken situation,
especially when you have a lot of driver owners and you want the series to stay relatively affordable.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it was a really good time, and it was selfishly on my part. It was great to be able to show up at a track and watch you do track photography stuff.
Yeah, I only did some towards the end of it, but it was, I got a new camera, so I was trying that out. It is so much nicer. I had for camera people, I had a Canon Rebel T1i from 2009 as my camera that I normally took photos with, and the photos weren't bad. They just like weren't, they weren't like 2026 standard. I would say in terms of like its quality, even though it wasn't like the photos were still good, which you could check out on my Instagram. Link will be in the description. So, but this new camera is a 7D from 2009. A little later in the year, costs a little bit more, and it is night and day. Like the burst is night and day. Like the story, like it runs on compact flashes, which is like hella old. It's like what you used in like the 90s for camera storage. And then like 64 gigs is like 2,000 photos or something, like 2,000, like 3,000 photos, which is nuts. Because I took 2,000 photos from the weekend.
Yeah, and I still had, you use it.
Yeah, and then I still had like 700 something photos left on the compact flash, which is nuts. Because the Drill 2 and I only does up to 32 gig, and that I don't have a 32 gig. I have 216s, so I kept having to travel back and forth from my shooting to my computer to upload the stuff when in between breaks throughout the day when I was there for Trans Am and NASCAR. But this was great. I mean, I enjoyed it. I liked the photos I took. Here's my favorite one. It's really cool.
Blocking me again.
Yeah, just blocking Jack again.
I really think you should. Like,
I will do it. If I have to play a photo, I'll block you. I don't mind doing that. Well, normally I edit this in Riverside, but I'm gonna edit this in DaVinci Resolve.
Yeah, I mean, it helps that we've got one camera feed this time instead of mixing them both.
Well, normally it'll combine the video, but like
from Riverside, like
they'll combine the video, and I normally like go through the audio just to make sure the audio's and all that. But I'm just gonna do it all in DaVinci Resolve this time because
sounds like a plan.
It's easier just to import the photos and like look through everything in DaVinci. So, but yeah, I mean love the weekend, love the Radical Cup, A+. Then we have this weekend racing, which we pretty much go over. What races are happening this weekend? There's only 3 major ones. There's technically more, especially on like the European circuits and Asian circuits, but they you can only watch them in Racer, and I don't have Racer, and so I'm not paying for that. So respectfully. But on Friday, August 14th, you have the NASCAR Truck Series' Black's Tire 250 at Richmond at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. On Saturday, August 15th, you have the NASCAR Cup Series Cookout 400 at Richmond at 7 p.m. Eastern. And on Sunday, August 16th, you have the IndyCar NTT Ontario Grand Prix at Markham at 12 p.m. Eastern. That's all the racing there is, really the main racing there is this week. F1 will be back soon. I believe WEC is back soon. Yeah, 4 weekends. MotoGP isn't not this weekend, but next weekend. So we'll have a good, decent slate next weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the pod. Jack, do you have any final thoughts in person? Anything?
Let's go Yankees. Going to the Yankees game today.
Who are they playing?
Outing myself as a Yankees fan. Boo. The Mariners.
Ooh.
They won last night, 4-1.
The Yankees won.
Yes.
Okay. Are they first still, or are the Red Sox tied? Or
Rays are in first, even though the Rays are semi-fraudulent, as they often are.
The Rays are first.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Rays have been first like a lot of the season. But in typical Rays fashion, in typical Brewers fashion, they're a team that's not that is incredible in the regular season, but they don't seem necessarily built for the postseason, where like it makes sense that you'd think of the Red Sox as kind of the main competition, even though the Red Sox also they're all over the place. They're so streaky in both directions.
Dude, they're doing well now, though.
Yeah, they were on a big winning streak, and they've lost 4 in a row now.
Oh,
and they're back to looking like ugly again in the short term. Like they're just super streaky. In the like on the balance of the season, they're a good team. Yeah. Thanks to some of those big winning streaks, but they also have moments where they look brutal. So it's kind of spin the wheel and see which team you get.
I really want the Red Sox to like lose in the playoffs, just so I can say,
yeah, me too.
Ja Red Sox lose. Like Big Papi.
Yeah. I
find that hilarious when he's like, Yankees lose.
When the fun thing about the Red Sox losing is that the kids just go hungry. Because they have a thing that's like kids eat free when the Red Sox like do whatever, as like a promo. And so whenever the Red Sox are losing, it's just, man, the kids in Boston haven't eaten, and they just post pictures of like Victorian England or whatever. Like,
that's awesome. You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Which I think is a really funny bit. Obviously funny in the sense that it's not actually true.
Yeah. Just banter, man. Just friendly banter.
That's all I got.
Okay, my final thought is what is my final thought? Tinky Winky is the best Teletubby. That's my final thought.
Can't argue with that.
You can't. He's the GOAT. It's the GOAT. She's the GOAT. Whatever Tinky Winky is, they're the GOAT. Anyway, that's it. Peace.